All right, good. I'm here. All right, let me take a moment to settle and feel you all here with me. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I'm feeling my heels connected to the ground, feeling my back body. I'm feeling the gentleness today. I'm feeling the gentleness of this group. Hi, you. I feel your gentleness. Yeah. I'm here right now to talk about right now, this time of year, which is a very special time of year. I don't mean just end of January. I mean late winter, the period of time between solstice and equinox is a very special time. It's a time when it is getting lighter, but frankly, it's still a dark time. It's dark time. It's more dark than light right now, and it's getting lighter slowly. So there are very special skills and gifts that are available at this time of year if we align with the healing intent and healing opportunity of the season. The first half of winter, pre-solstice winter, is all about what in Chinese medicine is called kidney yin, the restoration of rest, the going down deep into our depths, to hibernate, to dwell in the dark, to dream or not even dream, to let the darkness nourish us in the way that sleep and rest and silence and just floating in the mystery nourish us. However, in my pre-solstice workshop this year, I noted that more and more people are having a difficult time accessing kidney yin and the ability to rest and go down into the silence without some support for their kidney yang, that sense of the pilot light burning in the dark. Now I'm going to say, even though the tables have turned, and really post-solstice, between solstice and equinox, the returning of the light is about the building of kidney yang. Now that's our focus. Yin is not as much our focus. We're like, okay, how do we help the light return? How do we build from darkness to light? A lot of people these days, though, I notice, can't focus just on the yang unless they're also staying in touch with the kidney yin. So there's an overall sense of needing some attention to the yin, some attention to the hey. Remember downward and inward. Remember that collecting in the depths. And we're collecting in the depths now, not so much for the sake of going to sleep or into the silence and the hibernation. We're going into the depths in order to feel the light in that depths, to feel the pilot light. When I say the depths, I'm really talking about the pelvis. And the motto, my motto for this late winter, it's not spring yet, but it's sort of kind of heading that way, that this period of time is shift your love into a lower gear. Kidney yang and that deep pilot light in the pelvis is about love in a low gear. Someone recently sent me a link to John Mayer covering Bold as Love by Jimi Hendrix. And there's a part where he's talking about love, but he's not talking about that hot, pink, flaming kind of Hollywood fireworks kind of love. He's talking about the deep love, the I've got your back love. It's great. I'll put the link up with this so that you can check it out. That's what we're talking about, shifting love into a lower gear for difficult terrain, for being capable of loving over difficult terrain. Seriously, right now, see if you can feel it in your body. There's love, 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 oh, and excitement and being all about this. But when we're in that up higher gear of love and we run into something like a lot of snow, we're like, we lose heart. It's like, okay, feel it in your body, down, shifting your love into a lower gear. Down in the pelvis, there's a place that's like, okay, this is not easy. Hasn't been easy for a while. May not be easy soon. It's very hard to know that one way or the other. I'm going to shift my love into a lower gear. That's kidney yang, love in its lowest gear. It's love that keeps us going when it's difficult. So this is one of the things that we can strengthen, partly by physically bringing ourselves down into that lower place and even bringing our hands there and kind of sheltering the flame and feeling for what is the love? Like, what do I love? What matters enough that I'm willing to trudge through snow for it, that I'm willing to walk through darkness for it. This is in the yin cycle, the yin of metal, it's letting go is what allows the kidney yin to go into rest. But the yang of metal feeds the kidney yang. The yang of metal is not about letting go. It's about eternity. And what matters, not just right now, but always. This matters. It really matters. That's metal yang sense of this matters, not just at the moment, it always matters, is what feeds the metal feeding water of the kidney yang of I'm going to keep this flame burning even in the dark. My son had his wisdom teeth out on Tuesday. It was a brutal and barbaric operation, following which they did not give him adequate painkillers. So we have really been going through certain things. We did manage to score some. And so things are somewhat better. But as he lies there in pain, I heard him the other day, just earlier today, honestly. I didn't know what he was saying. I said, Pesh, what are you saying? He said, dogs. I said, dogs? He said, there are dogs. There are dogs. There are many kinds of dogs. Yeah, my son loves dogs. He was stoking his kidney yang. He's like, that's what I love. This is rough. I'm in pain, but I know that there are dogs and I love dogs and my own love. Like, even this is important, okay? Even in the absence of an actual dog, because we don't have a dog, his own love of dogs is keeping him alive, is keeping him steady, is keeping him walking forward through the dark time, the winter time, the late January time of the pain in his jaw. It's really swollen up and it's going to, it'll be a little while. It'll be a little while before it's completely better. And it's the same thing as the time of year of the light is returning, not fast. The swelling is going down in his mouth, not fast. I love dogs. There are dogs. What do you love? Not the woo-woo kind of love, but the love that's in the lower gear. What do you love? Like, I love whatever it might be. I love Chinese medicine. I love whole heart connection. I love my Sufi practices, especially when I'm actually doing them. There's a lot to love when you shift your love to a lower gear. I remember back when I was at first teaching the herb program down at AFIA, I would teach a 6-day class to students who'd already been in session for 3 weeks. So when they got to me, they were often wasted. They were like, they would just kind of stare while I lectured. So I said to them, and this is good medical advice, because they were clearly qi deficient, but we wanted to keep them from getting yang deficient. We didn't want it to actually cut into their yang. I wanted to at least be tonifying them as they had to sit there and listen to me, rather than further depleting them. So I said, you don't have to remember a word I'm saying. All of this is being recorded, but adore me. Just sit there, and even if you don't understand a word I'm saying, love me deeply. And that worked out really well for us, because I could teach to a bunch of zombies who love me. It's much better than a bunch of zombies who are slowly sinking into despair, or just fading out. And for them, they actually were tonified because there was love. And when we're exhausted and we seriously don't have the chi, fine, sometimes that's a reality. Sometimes we don't have the chi, but we can have the love. So where is your love? What is your love? What do you love? Who do you love? Like finding that and being with that down in the pelvis and quietly feeling that light down there. I'm going to be doing a whole day on this. Late winter, is it spring? Seasonal retreat, where we're going to be looking at what do you love and what are some of the exercises for coming down and bringing your love into a lower gear so that we can continue to move through the darkness. If you want to come, please come. Think about that a little bit, because I'm going to ask you, what do you love? What do you love in low gear? What is the love that carries you through the difficult terrain? Because we'll use that together, we'll strengthen it. Okay, feeling ya. See ya. Bye.